Welcome to Audiology Talk. My name's Laura Prigge.
And my name is Tony Lombardo.
And we're audiologists with Grason-Stadler.
Today we are going to discuss the ACT test, and we are going to do the ACT test so you guys can see how it works on the AudioStar Pro here. Laura, are you ready to be the patient?
I am.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, now that we're ready to do the ACT, let's make sure that we have all of the important and necessary items. First, you need your AudioStar with an ACT license. And on the AudioStar, you need to have the patient thresholds in both ears from 250 hertz to 8,000 hertz. Then we're going to use the headphones and also the patient response button. So let's get started.
All right, fantastic. So what we're going to do first is we are going to navigate to the ACT test. You can see here we've got our audiogram already filled in. And Laura, we just gave you a flat 40 dB hearing loss to make it really, really simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the More button, which allows me to access all the additional tests on the device. I'm going to hit ACT. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring me to this screen here. There's a dialogue, a demo dialog box that pops up, which allows you to demo this for your patient. So what you want to do is explain to the patient, hey, you're going to hear some stimulus and some noise, and I'm going to play examples of them for you, starting with the noise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the circle button here to get a demonstration of that noise. So now Laura heard the noise in the headphones, and now the stimulus. And the best way I can describe this is kind of like a siren type sound. And then Laura, this is the noise and the stimulus together. And the idea is now we are going to begin the test. And once I hit start, what you're going to see is both of the interrupts turn on and the audiometer immediately becomes engaged. It's going to start playing the background noise, and that will continue out throughout the entirety of the test. So let's get started. And you can see the interrupts are engaged. You can see both channels are engaged. They're both equal right now because we put in a flat loss on both sides, but you might see some variation in that intensity. The test starts out at a contrast level of 16. So my crosshairs are in the lower left-hand corner here. And what my job is to do now that the noise is playing is to put the stimulus into the noise and then look for responses. I interject the stimulus with the channel 1 bar here. So I'm going to press that presentation. You'll see a little lock sign by the 16. Knowing that tells me that the stimulus was put into the noise. Laura responded. So I'm going to move 2 steps to a contrast level of 12. We're reducing that contrast level and trying again. Perfect. And then I'm going to go up again to 8. And here we have no response. So my job is to bracket. I'm going to move it to 10, put the stimulus back in again, and no response. So I'm going to go back to 12, put the stimulus in, and we have a response. So I'm going to continue my bracketing here. I'm going to put a contrast level in at 8, and you can see no response there. In addition to this, over on the left-hand side here, you can see what contrast level you're at, and also if the patient has been giving you any false alarms. So now I'm going to 12 again. And another response. Continue my bracketing. It's a lot like gaining a threshold in air conduction. So no response there at 8. Going to move it to 10. And then to 12. And now we've got our ACT threshold established. So what we're looking for is 3 consistent responses at what we call 3 out of 5 turning points. So where the threshold, where you're trying to gain threshold and moving up and down in that contrast level. And the test automatically stops once it is complete. So you can see those 3 green check marks there indicating that the test is complete. We've got our threshold, and now we can take that number. We can move it into Oticon software to program their hearing aids directly, or we can refer to the guide that allows us to determine how we want to handle some of the more advanced features for our patients in the more complex listening situations that they get into. Hopefully this little tutorial was helpful for you, and stay tuned for more social media from Grason-Stadler. Thanks again.